As I explained earlier, our FTA strategy has benefited Singaporeans and Singapore, so it is disappointing that FTAs are now a target of political attacks. But perhaps I should not be surprised, as this has happened in many countries. Such a debate goes beyond FTAs. The question of global versus local has emerged as the new dominant political divide in democracies around the world. In the US, labor unions and various industry lobbies are against free trade. The Trump administration pulled out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership within a week of taking office, even though US was the architect of the TPP agreement. In the UK, Brexit was the culmination of a bitter political contest between those who want to be part of the European Union and those who wanted out. In France, the next presidential election is likely to be a face-off between the incumbent, President Macron, and the far-right nationalist candidate. These political divides arose because of globalization. While globalization presents opportunities and creates jobs, it also brings about greater competition, displacement of industries and jobs, inflow of immigrants, beg your pardon. These consequences go beyond the economic sphere and often strike at the heart of a nation and a community's sense of identity and security. And this is the most unsettling change, causing people to become unsure if they are on the whole better with globalization. And such concerns are genuine and deserve serious and proper attention. We are a small country, and an unrestricted flow of workers from a large country can change the lived experience of Singaporeans, alter the character of our society, and even overwhelm us. But we need to be careful that these valid concerns are not exploited by political groups and, intentionally or not, end up sowing division, stoking fear, fanning hatred. As representatives of the people, we all have a responsibility to realize that our words and deeds can shape public opinion and the direction of our political discourse. That is why when Mr. Leong Man Wai said in this House some months ago that the naturalized Singaporean CEO of DBS was not homegrown and deemed this a failure, Minister Iswaran responded with a word of caution. And I agree with Minister Iswaran and feel that members of the House should be very careful about what we say on such matters if we are not to give credence to a very negative, even ugly, minority view. And that is also why we appreciated the leader of the opposition standing up to say that when it comes to racism and xenophobia, we all have to reject them, and there can be no ifs and buts about it. Mr. Speaker, sir, before I conclude, let me remind members that the House has invoked Standing Order 44 so that the members from the PSP can give a full response after Dr. Tan See Leng's speech. But even if Mr. Leong Man Wai and Ms. Hazel Phua choose not to, I will be happy to clarify questions from members. The PAP always fight for the welfare of Singaporeans. We have done so for more than 60 years now, kept our country safe, brought jobs to Singaporeans, built up our infrastructure, and taken care of the welfare of all. As a city-state connected to the world, we want to welcome diverse talents from all over the world. And when they are here, we invite them to fit into our society, respect our social habits and norms, appreciate our multicultural society. Join us at our hawker centers. Try some durians, try some sambal belacan, speak a few phrases of Singlish. And when Singaporeans we go overseas to live and work, and about 200,000 of us do, we expect the same of ourselves and hope that we also receive hospitable welcomes from our foreign hosts too. I decided to make this statement today so that we can approach the debate on the PSP subsequent motion with the right perspective and motivation. The House should continue to debate robustly the pros and cons of various policies to help Singapore navigate this balance between global and local. But we must not inadvertently shake the bedrock that has enabled Singapore to succeed. We cannot survive, we cannot earn a living without being connected to the world, without being welcoming to the world, without the House unanimously supporting our FTA strategy. And we must always be a big-hearted people, even while we grapple with the significant challenges of globalization to forge the best path forward for Singapore. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.